Whenever you're ready, off you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colby AFC is a football club from Colby on the Isle of Man. They compete in the Isle of Man Football League and wear black and white kits. They play their home games at Glen Road in Colby, a small village in the southwest of the island. The manager of Colby AFC is Dave Beard, with the coach as Ken Headley. Formed in 1919, the club joined the Isle of Man Football Association in 1920. The club changed kit colours 4 times before settling on their current black and white striped kit. During their history, they have won the Manx FA Cup once, in but nothing else until 1989, when they won the Paul Henry Cup. From 1989 onwards, they continued to have considerable success, till in the 2007-8 season, the club were promoted to the Premier League as Division 2 champions. Going through the entire season without losing a league match, winning 24 and drawing 1, while scoring 153 goals in 26 games. They also won the Woods Cup for a 5th time, beating Bradham 2-0 in the final. They currently play in Division 2, after being relegated from the Premier League in 2008-9 on goal difference. But they have a reserve team that play in the Isle of Man Football Combination. I first learned to play football with my older brother and my friends, but when I realised how important the game was to me, I wanted to learn properly, and I wanted to join the football club. My friends all recommended Colby FC, so I went along to a training session, thoroughly enjoyed myself and liked it a lot, so much, so I joined. My first position was as a defender, but now I play midfield, and my first match memory was of falling over. But we won the game, and I was hooked. The coaches treat every player as an individual, always ready to talk and offer advice, and all they ask in return is that you try your hardest. We at Colby have a brand new clubhouse, which is only 3 years old, and whilst this is very modern, the young players so far are not able to make full use of all the facilities. I think that's a shame. Wigan FC invited the younger players from Colby to come to Wigan and see the game between Wigan and Spurs. But beforehand, we were treated to a full training session next door on the training ground, which was a great opportunity and a great experience, and the match was a draw, 2-2. In the summer months, the youth trainers from Wigan came down to the island, and again put us through our paces, and to get such professional help and advice was a chance of a lifetime, and really exhilarating. My advice to any young person thinking about giving football a try as a hobby is, don't just watch football, play it. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions?
You choose, I don't really want to ask.
Emily?
Can you explain what some of the pictures on the board are?
Well, this is when the women's team went to the World Cup. I'm not sure what year, but it was quite a good experience for them. And this is the teams, and here as well, this is the team as well. And that's the old clubhouse, and that's the new one, so you can see the difference between the two. And I couldn't get the black and white striped kit, but I could get the goalkeeper kit, which is this orange one. And I need to give it back by Saturday because they need it for that. This is also an old newspaper article from when they won the Woods Cup. Giles?
Which was your most remembered match?
Well, I'd say it might actually be this last weekend because we won 8-2 against a team that was top of the league, and I felt like I had a good game, so I think that was one of my best matches for Colby.
Can you tell us a little bit about the 2 trophies that you've brought in as well? How were they awarded?
Well, this is the CFS Division 2, which was won without losing the league match, as I explained. And it's quite a good trophy, and it's a replica because I couldn't get my hands on the proper one. And this is also the Woods Cup when we beat Bradham 2-0 in the final, and that was the same season as we won the league, so we did the cup double.
Because when you were in the league, you won what, 24 and drew 1?
Yeah, and we went the, we scored like 153 goals, so.
Right, okay. Does that mean that your attack was the sort of strong point of the team, or
Yeah.
did you have a strong
Yeah.
defence as well?
Probably both, yeah.
Probably both. Okay. And then unfortunately you came down on just goal difference.
Yeah, got relegated again.
Painful is that? Yeah. And that picture there, the Division 2 champions.
Yeah. We also got promoted that year, and then there was like topsy-turvy seasons, and then of course like we won the league and stuff, and got relegated again. So.
Okay. And just to take you back to the 2 newspaper cuttings there, I can see one of the headlines says Colby win after fight.
Yeah.
And the other one, there was no contest. So can you just tell us what's going on in those 2 articles, please?
Well, this is when he won the Woods Cup, and obviously it must have been a big fight. And that was quite a while ago, from the March the 1st, 1973. And then this is from when we beat Union Mills 4-1, and I'm not sure what competition it was from.
But that was a bit one-sided, was it?
Yeah,
That one
definitely.
before. Okay. You moved from defender into midfield.
Yeah,
Do you enjoy that?
yeah, because I liked defence, but I think I've sort of moved on from defence, and I kind of like midfield now because I feel like I'm playing better there. So
You're more involved, more
yeah,
more
in the
often,
game,
with it,
yeah.
yeah. Well, wait till you get a lot older and slower, you'll be glad to go back. Any more questions? No? Okay, thank you for that, Adam. Thank you. And you're going to take us where now? Is it going to be the poem or the reading?
The reading.
The reading, okay. So again, you're going to give us the title of the author, and then you're going to give us the reasons for your choice and introduce it so that we might be tempted to read it for ourselves. Okay?
This is Maximum Security by Robert Muchamore. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Muchamore started writing the child novels because his nephew in Australia could not find any novels that he liked reading. He tried to write novels that he would have enjoyed reading when he was an adolescent, a time when he remembers being too old for children's novels, but not old enough to read adult novels. The Cherub series follows the life of a character named James Adams, formerly James Choke, and his younger half-sister, Lauren Adams, formerly Lauren Onions, a member of Cherub, Charles Henderson's Espionage Research Unit B, a top-secret branch of the British Secret Service. Cherub agents start basic training at age 10. Basic training is a 100-day course that prepares Cherubs for the dangers they may face during missions. Cherub agents are then eligible for missions, and once past basic training, agents take part in missions before retiring at the age of 17. I am reading from the 3rd book in the series, and all these books really grip the imagination. I am reading from the opening chapter, when we meet James's sister Lauren and her friend Bethany, both on a training expedition and both members of the group. Lauren grabbed the microphone and keyed up. This is Unit 3 calling Instructor Large. Over. Instructor Large receiving. Greetings, my little sugar plums. It was reassuring hearing a human voice other than Bethany's for the first time in 24 hours, even if it was that of Mr. Large, Cherub's head training instructor. Large was a nasty piece of work. Pushing kids through tough training courses wasn't just part of his job. He actually enjoyed making them suffer. Just reporting in to say that everything is fine with me and Unit 4, Lauren said. Over. Why aren't you using the coded frequency? Over, Mr. Large asked angrily. Lauren realised her instructor was right and hurriedly flipped the scramble switch on the front of the receiver. Oh, sorry. Over. You will be tomorrow morning when I get my hands on you, Large snapped. -10 house points for Hufflepuff. Over and out. Over. We've run out, Lauren said bitterly. She put down the microphone and kicked out at the side of the metal container. God, I really hate that man's guts. Bethany laughed a little. Not as much as he hates you for knocking him head first into that muddy hole with a spade. True, Lauren said, allowing herself a grin as she recalled the event that had brought her first attempt at basic training to an abrupt end. I suppose we'd better get cracking. You start translating the briefing, I'll go outside and bring in some snow to melt for drinking water. Lauren found a bucket and grabbed the torch out of her sled. She pushed him out the door of the container and squeezed herself and the bucket through a small gap, so as not to let out too much heat. The sun was gone, and only the tiny shaft of light from inside the container enabled Lauren to notice the giant white outline in the snow. Half convinced that she was overtired and imagining things, Lauren flicked on her torch. What Lauren saw left her in no doubt. She screamed as she scrambled back inside the container and swiftly pulled up the metal door. "What's the matter?" Bethany asked, turning sharply from the mission briefing. "Polar bear!" Lauren gasped, "lying in the snow right outside the door. Luckily it seemed to be resting. Another few steps and I would have trodden on it." "It can't be," Bethany said. Lauren waved the torch in her training partner's face. "Here, take this. Stick your head out and look for yourself."
Right, thank you. And so we've just got one poem, piece of verse for you to give to us. And again, you're going to give us the title and the author and why you chose it.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recite you today the song "You'll Never Walk Alone." These lyrics were originally written for the musical Carousel by Rodgers and Hammerstein in 1945 and was seen as a song of hope and meant to inspire the characters who sang or heard them in the show or the film. But in the 1960s, a group called Jerry and the Pacemakers recorded the song in more of a pop version, and it was an instant hit. Jerry Dawson, the lead singer, was an ardent Liverpool FC supporter and played the version he had recorded to the then manager Bill Shankly, who loved it, and it was adopted by the club as their anthem. Although it is also sung by Celtic FC supporters and been adopted by teams in Germany, Spain and Japan. Recordings of the song have been made by Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland and Elvis Presley, and been performed at many events to inspire and offer hope, such as the 9/11 ceremony in New York and the Hillsborough disaster services. But it is on the terraces at Anfield it always sounds the best. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
He can sing it as well, but he said I wasn't.
I don't think we need to have
No, I
a
knew you'd say that.
I remember our last conversation. Right, thank you very much. And thank you for not mentioning Man United today. Okay, well done that. And that's it, I think, isn't it? Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing everything in and entertaining.